would be ready.
5 minutes.
Oh, good.
Whose Bentley is it?
Sir Philip's.
What's it doing here?
It was stolen. Last Saturday night. They did for one of his black eyes. Here, take a look.
Does Sir Philip know who stole it?
Americans wanted Alice. Returned it like this.
Does he know which American?
That Chris wanted Alice.
That's right.
One who's always after Rose Waters.
Mrs Lancaster.
Thank you. Tuppence! Tuppence! Beresford.
Tommy, you must order a post-mortem for Aunt Ada. Find out exactly how she was murdered.
What?
She left a letter behind a painting saying she was in fear of her life.
Ada would have died of heart disease, Tuppence.
The polo mint and the one-eyed car and the witch's house all point at Ada being right. She'd learned too much about the death in 1926 of Lily Waters, and someone killed her.
I want you to come home.
No, Tommy, you must listen to me.
I know things have been difficult since the children left home. That you've been alone. That you've lost confidence. I want you to stay where you are, in Farrell St. Edmund.
Colonel Beresford.
And who is this?
My name is Jane Marple. Your wife is right in that there is a real possibility that Ada was murdered at Sunny Ridge and Mrs Lancaster abducted by someone in this village. We are about to contact the police here and would appreciate you authorising that post-mortem. Do you understand?
Would you go away, please, and put my wife back on the line?
Do you know Sir Henry Clithering, the Commissioner of Scotland Yard?
Oh, yes, of course.
Our paths have crossed before and we count each other as personal friends. If you have any doubt as to how seriously to take these allegations, I suggest you contact him, Colonel Beresford.
He won't make that call.
Oh. If he doesn't, he doesn't. And we'll find out who was driving that Bentley without him, won't we?
Ah, Sir Henry. Tommy Beresford, MI6. Yes. Sir Henry, do you by any chance know an old biddy called Miss Marple?
Sir Philip?
Is there a problem, Ethan?
Very sorry, sir, but it seems that our guests from the village have not been looking for property, sir.
Well, haven't they?
No. I've spoken to Scotland Yard, Sir Henry Clithering, actually, and it seems that on evidence supplied by our guests, they're wanting to investigate the possible abduction of an old lady from Sunny Ridge retirement home in Oxfordshire.
Well, you must do your duty, Ethan.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir. Can I ask where you were on Saturday night, sir?
Why?
It appears that the car used in the abduction was yours, Sir Philip.
What are you doing here?
We bought the nibbles for tonight, like Sir Philip asked.
Where's Septimus? At your house?
I only realised the Bentley was taken when I saw the damage on Sunday morning. I didn't report it, Ethan, because I didn't want to cause trouble with the American lads who I thought must have pinched it for a jape. I'm relying on them this weekend to lend me the cinema equipment.
Of course.
Were you here all evening, Sir Philip?
Yes. Where were you in all evening?
I was. I popped out a little later in the afternoon to get some stuff from the Johnson shop, and those Americans must have taken it.
So you were on duty when the Bentley went missing?
Yeah, I was meeting up with Rose last Saturday, but it didn't happen. And I couldn't get away from the base.
The other night, Chris, outside the pub, I could hear you and Rose having an argument.
I want to know who she is!
Give me the letter!
Get off!
You know what women are like. You cancel a date and they think you're in the arms of another girl.
And were you?
Why would I want to be with anyone else?
Christopher Murphy, I'm arresting you on suspicion of stealing Sir Philip Stark's Bentley and for the abduction of... Where are you going?
You're not arresting me for anything, Ethan.
Come back! I'm a policeman! I know he did it. I was with Rose that evening, and he stood her up at exactly the same time the Bentley went missing.
What would be his motive?
The motive was his guilt written all over his face.
Is what I hear true, Dr. Waters? Is she marrying him?
Thank you, Alice.
No, my dear. Would you look after yourself?
Thank you, dear.
Thank you, Miss Marple. Would you give this back to Chris, please, Miss Marple?
Why are you marrying Ethan Maxwell, Rose, and not the man you really care about?
Because he promised everything, Miss Marple. Love. New life away from here. And then he carries on with other women behind my back.
He doesn't seem the type of boy who would do that.
Then how do you explain this? I found it in his jacket last Sunday, the day after he stood me up.
Does he know you're pregnant, Rose?
No. No one does.
Apart from Alice Perry, who prepared a ginger linctus for you, I presume to counteract any nausea.
Please don't tell Chris or Ethan.
Yes, of course, Ethan, I pinched the Bentley. What was I supposed to have done?
Driven to Oxfordshire.
Oh, yes, driven to Oxfordshire and stolen a lady. Ah, Eric, I've been accused of stealing a lady. Why?
Yes, why?
For my own personal enjoyment, I imagine.
How lovely. Come with me.
Was she in her 20s?
She was 75.
Ah, yes. Well, who do I have to bless to get a decent drink around here?
My husband was with me all Saturday evening. It's the night he writes his sermons, isn't it, dear? And I was helping him cross-reference between the Gospels.
And what was the text for the sermon?
Yes, what was it, Nell?
The Good Samaritan.
Ah, yes. Bloody do-gooder.
Oh, Septimus.
Well, he was, wasn't he? Gosh, this collar's killing. Excuse me.
Ethan, have you asked that young American yet? Sir Philip's sure it was him or one of his compatriots.
Good evening, Miss Packard.
Colonel Beresford.
Inspector James, Scotland Yard.
How can I help you?
I am here on the authority of the Commissioner of Scotland Yard. My Aunt Ada was poisoned, Miss Packard. A post-mortem has revealed that she died as a result of an overdose of morphine.
Morphine?
Morphine. You're after a drink. I recognize a fellow soak when I see one. Do you hide your bottles under hedges and behind books on bookshelves? Why do you drink?
Why do you?